But some of the people are equal, but some of them are more equal than others, as you know.
Yes.
I'd like to ask
they're
you.
all infinite. They all have equal possibility.
You would subscribe to that, without philosophy, because I'm not much of a philosopher.
No, me
you see.
neither.
If you see all this, you tend to think that sensibility has gone out of it all, isn't it? You see this whole humdrum of reporters and photographers and filmers.
But
It will come through.
I think there's something, it's always something beautiful about it, you know, because all on the Beatle tours and everything like that, there was always some, people had laughs, so a few of the reporters had a good time, whether they got the right photograph or the right interview, and we always had a laugh because there was always some photographer fell over or got the wrong picture or something.
And also,
It's a happening,
there are many people in the world who are sensible enough. When you report it, they will see, and it's good.
No, he means that this is a madhouse, but it's
Well,
good, everything's too serious.
You're sitting here and saying those were the days, my friends.
Oh, yeah.
It gives some kind of an impression that you have a very sensible, very grown-up approach to this whole thing.
Well, I'm pretty old now, and she's pretty old, but we've got a sense of humour,
Yes, yes.
and that's what this is about, partly,
And the world needs sense of humor, I think, more than anything else, because the world is getting more and more violent and tense, So instead of becoming violent about it and say, stop the war or something with violence, it's better to sort of say, let it spring, let's stay in bed, etc. It's a laugh, we
The
need
thing, though, that flabbergasts Dutchman a bit is what do you see in Holland as a honeymoon country?
It's a beautiful place, and Amsterdam's a place where a lot of things happen with the youth, It's an important place, Everywhere's important, but Amsterdam's one of them, and there's a few centres in the world. Amsterdam's one of them for youth.
many alive, vitally alive youth, with high ideas and everything.
And the Provos and the white bicycles.
Provos,
I mean,
Are those ideas that appeal to you,
yes,
by the way?
the more peaceful of the ideas that the youth have, And if we have any influence on youth at all, we'd like to influence them in a peaceful way,
And communicate with them,
Yeah, say hello to them.
each
We're here
other,
to say hello to people in Amsterdam or Holland.
Your approach towards life is somewhat in a non-conformistic way. Now, what do you see in a so conformistic institution as marriage?
Because intellectually, we know marriage is nowhere, that a man should just say, here, you're married, when we've been living together for a year before it. But romantically and emotionally, it's something else. It's like when our divorce papers came through, it was a great relief, and we didn't realize how much of a relief it was going to be till Peter came up and said, it's over. And it was only a bit of paper saying it's over. We'd made the marriage over by living together while we were still married to the other two people. Yeah. But just the fact that somebody said, it is over, was a relief. And the fact that we got married was another kind of, not relief, just a kind of joy, and it was very emotional. The actual marriage ceremony, we both got very emotional about it. And we're both quite cynical and quite hard people, but very soft as well, So everybody's a bit both ways, and it was very romantic,
I should like to have your reaction on this, Mrs. Lennon. That's the way you are called now.
Beautiful.
I got this ring, and of course a ring is, to many people in contemporary world, is a laugh maybe, but I sort of broke down, I felt so good about it. And it's actually, when I think of it, it's an old ritual, but a very functional and basic ritual, I mean, it has a lot to do with sex, etc., sort of putting this in and say, well...
Stop it.
But don't, it's
I'm joking.
It's kind of loose, though.
Yes,
and,
we're having it fitted here.
I might as well ask you my last question now. You were talking about marriage as an institution, and now the $64,000 question is, what about the kiddies?
Well, we were thinking we might be nice if we conceived one in Amsterdam, We might call it Amsterdam or Peace or Hair or Bed or something. It'd be beautiful,
Yes.
What do you think about it, Mrs. Lennon?
Yes, I mean, it would be nice to conceive a child in this bed, actually, wouldn't it?